this is all about you. And I hope that you guys didn't think I forgot about you, because I never ever would. This is your weekly oracle and tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. This is an energy. I apologize. I have hair all over my lip, and I apologize. It's making me uncomfortable. Anyway, we're just in this together the whole time, man. This is not a horoscope. This is an energy reading. So wherever Scorpio energy influences your natal chart or influences your life, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Pull up a chair, because you're going to want to hear this. Now, I always do an extended, and that link is in the description box below. And yes, it is for a nominal cost, but that is a donation to the channel to make sure that the channel works and continues. And so I want to preemptively say thank you and enjoy that video, because there's as much, if not more, content in there than there is here. You know, I wouldn't rip you guys off. You hear what I'm saying? There also includes your romance reading, right? So it's an extended tarot card reading that articulates all of the energies we pick up on here, and it includes a romance specific reading. There's a new Scorpio video that comes out every single week. So if you guys love the video, please do like it and share. That means a lot to the channel as well. But subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow, and you'll get the uploads every single time as soon as I upload them. Head on over. Yeah, let's do this. This is your past informing your future. So it also could it also could mean that your past is coming back. Now, why would it come back? To inform your future. What does that mean? Because there's something that you missed, there's something that you skipped, or there's something that universe and spirit feels you have to be reminded of, so that you don't repeat it. Because this could get to be a very karmic, what us light workers like to call karmic, but it's really just a cyclic, like a cycling, a constant circular behavior pattern of you keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So the reason that it's coming back now is to make you consciously aware of the pattern, so that you do not continue to repeat it, because this is your crowning energy. So the whole discussion from this point on is going to be, how is your past informing your future? Have you learned from it, or are you continuing to repeat it? Great question. Let's get into the reading. First card out is See the Big Picture. And this is 9 plus 2 equals 11. You see? That's 11. So awakening. Now, what this tells me is, whoosh, especially with Pluto in retrograde, right? Pluto is your ruling planet. It makes us see things, or things come up even from past lives. So there is something from your past, whether it be your actual Saturnian, this timeline past, that's in retrograde too, or it's the Plutonic past, not Plutonic, Plutonian, I guess, past, which can go into past lives. But there is definitely something about your past that is informing your future, or could help to inform your future, so that you're not doomed to continue to repeat it. And what helps is stepping back, taking a more objective but grounded, right? Because this is Taurus energy, but it's also elevated energy. So it's not just about finances and money and material things. You've grown clear of that. You're above that, but you're still grounded, so that you have a sense of who you are and where you come from. So it's well-rooted energy that also can see objectively. So what this reading is asking you to do so far is to take an objective look at your roots, at your history, at where you come from. Because there is something that is coming up, or that you are bound to repeat, or you could be living in the life cycle right now that you are bound to repeat because you don't see it. But this card is saying you're going to see it, or at least you have the ability, you have that opening, cosmic opening, whatever you want to call it, luck, fortune, whatever you want, doesn't matter. What matters is the way everything is aligning, you're going to be able to see it this time. Scorpio, you're going to be able to see a pattern that may be constantly interfering. So I get a lot of questions a lot. Why does this keep happening to me? When is it going to go away? 10 years this has been going on. This has been happening. Why? You're stuck in a karmic loop and you hadn't seen it. And without seeing it, all the decisions you make are just going to dig that hole deeper, right? This is getting above it and finally having the capacity, the ability, 11, the awakening, whether that be spiritual, it's definitely spiritual on some degree, because you see this card right here, that's that Pluto influence. That's the death and rebirth cycle, the skull. You see the skull behind the lizard? Right? The skull looking in the past, the lizard looking in the future. This past informing the future. Okay? Let's let it inform it. With this energy, you could easily inform it. You could easily take that past and inform the future. What does that mean? It means speak wisdom into it so that it can actually be a future and not just a modern repeat of the past. Not just a remake. You know what I'm saying? Like the Disney model life of, oh yeah, we're gonna make live action Lion King. It's the same fucking movie, Disney. You didn't make anything new. You just made it different, okay? A remake is not the same thing as moving on to something new. This is what you're stuck in. You're stuck in remake zone. You constantly remake and wondering, why don't I have what I really want? Right? Because what you really want is aligned with that inner voice of, well, this is what I know I'm meant to have, and this is what I know will make me happy. Why aren't I there? This is coming back from the past. This is finally seeing where you went wrong or what happened or the decision process or patterns that you finally being able to identify it and awakening to that cycle that you've been stuck in, which can change your world. Literally, this is the kind of awakening that will change your world in a second. Not that everything will manifest in a second, but it will change your world in a second because it will change the way that you view the world in a second. And then everything goes different because you're seeing things you never saw before. You're realizing things you never realized before, right? And you're like, wow, I don't want to make yet another release of The Lion King. I actually just want another movie. You know, I want a new story. Okay. Because there is a sense of you trying to fulfill that story that's inside of this, like that little portion right there, kind of below your gut, right above below your heart, right above your stomach, that gut feeling, that intuition. That's where your intuition lives. That's sort of like the speaker that God speaks through, or the universe, whatever you want to call it, you go ahead and call it. But there is that voice that's been talking to you, letting you know what you want, but at the same time, always settling for what was sort of what you thought was available, right? But now you see, you're waking up and you're realizing, wow, all these stones that I thought were diamonds are really just rocks. That's that kind of thing. I kept risking my life for this shiny stuff, and all the shiny stuff was, oh, whoa, this was just fool's gold. I've been sitting here wasting my life, maybe 40 years, mining this same crap when it was, oh my God, this was always crap the whole time. It was never good. I was trying to make it good because it was shiny. It was shiny, was supposed to make me happy. It was supposed to lead me to happiness. And that's realizing, no, that's not what it is. What's supposed to lead you to happiness is that inner voice. What was that inner voice saying? Was it happy? Or was it miserable and your ego was telling you it was happy so that you could be temporarily happy because you grabbed something that was close instead of playing the long game and waiting for something that was right. A little more risky because it's not right there to satiate you. right? That's why there's a few Taurus cards in this deck. To Taurus energy for me, Taurus energy, right? But for me, this is the wisest Taurus energy because he doesn't get bogged down by those very unbalanced Taurian tendencies, which is where's the money? Go where the money is. Go where the money is. He doesn't do that. He's always like, he's like, no, you go where the roots are. And then you look above everything else. And you don't become a slave to the material world. You become a master of it. So there's sort of this elevated sense of, I'm not going to take what's right in front of me. I'm going to elevate myself and reach those leaves on the top of the trees that nobody else can because I'm elevated. I'm not going to take what's right in front of me. Because what's right in front of me has not been working. Whew. And that's just 2 cards. Welcome to retrograde season. Welcome to retrograde season. Oh, pull up a chair. Scorpio, it's going to be a long reading. Here we go. The miracles are endless right in the center. So your central energy is a sense of, so your central energy, this card in reverse is also still very positive energy, but it's a sense of waiting to be filled. Your cup will be filled. It's not a sense of somebody picking you out and deciding that you're special. It's a sense of, this is almost like the Ace of Cups. It's like it's ready to be filled and it's going to be filled. But listen, that is, it's almost, that's you. That's you. Knowing what makes you happy. In other words, it's a realization that central energy is now aligning yourself to what really makes you happy. Instead of just looking at what's right in front of you, aligning yourself to what really makes you happy. Nice. Turn knowledge into wisdom. So something hasn't happened yet. You know deep inside of you, Scorpio, you know that you haven't found what you're looking for. You know that you're not there. You know. You know that there's something in your life that ain't quite right. It doesn't have to be relationships. That could be. However it resonates in your life. Remember, these are energy readings. So however the energy is playing out in your life based on your other placements, but you just know that there is something out there there's more. There's more. And it's because there is more. You know, what you have now, is not fully aligned with your soul purpose or your soul contract, right? So there's a sense of, you know that there's something more. And going to a place, this is intuitive, this is emotional, this is something that's affecting you from your past, from history, something that's been kept in the dark. Something that's been kept in the dark and been really stinking things up. Oh, shoot. This is something that you've kept in the dark, but you have tried so hard to make it seem like it's okay. So this is something that you know has harmed you, hurt you, or intoxicated you and somehow poisoned you, but you have covered it up because instead of looking at it and facing it, you have instead just tried to perfume it. But you know that there's something hidden. You know, this is very nefarious energy. And when Pluto is in retrograde, that will come up. That will be exposed. So this is, once again, Taurus energy. The abundant universe will provide. The universe is aligning right now to make things easiest for you to be able to see and be able to release the shame, any kind of shame that may be attached to something that you feel is so ugly you can't reveal it. Because nothing is so ugly you can't reveal it. And in fact, not revealing it is what's keeping you from healing it, and right now this is the energy of protecting the poison. Protecting the poison. But the universe is taking alignment now to make it undeniably obvious that it's poison that you're protecting, and it's making you sick. So the abundance, this right now with this energy, is in your ability to heal that thing that is keeping you from the rest of your abundance. So if you've been saying to yourself, why is it always like this? Why am I not getting it? Well, you're going to figure out why. So this has got to do with your lack of ability to connect, lack of ability to trust, and lack of ability to allow yourself to love. Right? Even if you're in a relationship right now, there's a coldness and a distance to it. Or if you're in the perfect relationship right now, the dysfunction could be, like I said, take the energy where it applies. You could be in a job that you hate. And especially now with the way that we've changed so much economically over the past 2 months, there's a sense of this new state that we've been forced to live in, maybe showing you how miserable you are. And making, in other words, that's a perfect example. Like, you love your husband, you love your wife, whatever, kids are great. But you can't stand your job. You get up every single day and you go to a job that's miserable. But you know what? It pays really well, and there's a mortgage, and there's kids to feed. And so you just keep doing it, thinking that you're doing the right thing, right? Digging yourself deeper into that hole. I'm doing the right thing because I'm paying the bills. I'm doing the right thing because I got to think of more than me. I can't just take a risk on what I love to do when I got kids to feed. So I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. No, you're doing the wrong thing. And there's a sense of the cosmos lining up to be like, look how good it feels when you're home with your kids. Look how good it feels when you don't have to go to a job that you hate every day. Now, because you're in quarantine, your company's closed down, you work from home, but your schedule is more flexible. You have your life back. You're breathing better than you have been. You're healthier than you have been in a long time. And you don't want to go back to the way it used to be. Why? Because the way it used to be was wrong. Even if you were justifying it with a bunch of good things, the way it used to be was wrong. It was incorrect. It was not healthy, and it was unbalanced. And so the cosmos is aligned now to show you that. To show you that and make you realize that, look, even with just a stimulus check, unemployment, and the additional $600 that they're sending people, maybe you used to make $10,000, $12,000 a month, and now you have to live off $5,000. But guess what? We're living off it. We're figuring out how to make it work. So maybe what I thought was impossible and irresponsible, I kept telling myself that same old script over and over and over again. Why? To justify my fear and not listening to that inner voice. To cover it up, perfume the poison, and make it not stink so bad. So this is a sense of the cosmos aligning to really bring it out. And in other words, make you experience how it feels to really actually truly be happy. This would be that sense of Bridges of Madison County, right? If it's like romantic, right? Think about Bridges of Madison. If it's the energy is playing out in your life romantically, think of Bridges of Madison County. Oh, there was something wrong. There was something wrong in her life. Outwardly, there was something wrong in her life. She was with a nice man, not an abusive man. Her kids were healthy. Her home was happy. But she didn't listen to her inner voice. She listened to the perfumed poison of, well, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything right, even though your soul lets you know you're doing everything wrong. And what happens? She meets the love of her life. She meets the person she's actually supposed to be with. He just plops right there. And the truth is, even though she lets him go at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, she can never change. She can never change back. She's never going to be able to go back to being contented with the way that things are. Or, I don't know, maybe she's more contented because at least she knows. At least she knows that a real love like that is out there for her. And maybe that's all she needed, was to have that validation of what she knew deep down inside. Whatever it is, this validation is coming. And you're not going to be able to ignore that small voice. And if there's something poisoning you, and the poison is tricky, it's usually that kind of poison that makes the most sense. But it's keeping you from your heart. This stubborn, but I have to align with the money, follow the resources. It's keeping you from your heart. It's keeping you from that inner voice. And I'll tell you right now, there is no perfume so strong that it's going to be able to cover up the stink that Pluto is going to dig up from all those dead bodies it's going to expose. You're not going to be able to ignore this poison. And there's no amount of perfume that you have in store to be able to ignore this poison. Now we have, dude, you thought it would never happen. You thought it would never happen, but the impossible is happening and it's divinely directed. The impossible is happening and it's divinely directed. And here's your grounding energy. Pushing your way through, overcoming anything, overcoming the evil inside, overcoming the poison inside, that Kundalini toxic energy, being able to overcome that. Now, it doesn't have to be toxic. It's all how you use it, but it's a very potent energy. It's overcoming the toxins so that you can heal. Remember, venom is poisonous. So there's a sense of alerting yourself to the poison in your life and being able to stomp it out through loving yourself, believing in yourself. This is Taurus energy too, but it's more that Venetian Taurus energy of loving yourself, seeing the beauty in what you really are and not thinking you have to be something else. And it's all divinely guided. This is divine timing. This is why the card adds up to 8, 3 plus flat 5. He's my little Buddha card. Sitting in the treetops, being able to objectively guide you. There's a lot of spiritual guidance happening in your life, that cosmos aligning this week to let you be able to see exactly what the poison is and how to stomp it out. So, yeah, you're about to see. I think that the delivery system is going to be somebody that you really, really love, somebody that you trust. They're finally going to speak up to you. And this is Cancerian energy. So it 10 to 1 is a person who has not told you what they really see and what they really feel. It's somebody who has loved you unconditionally, but not been able to find the words or the courage to tell you the truth. But the truth is going to come out. And it's finally going to bring balance. Something that has been completely and totally disguised and hidden underneath the surface. Somebody in your life has been trying to be like, yeah, everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay. It's not okay. They've been dressing it up to make you happy and to avoid any kind of conflict. Well, the conflict is coming, Scorpio. Either it's from you or to you, don't matter. The conflict is coming, and it's this conflict that's actually going to break open that perfume sac and show you the poison and enable you to actually do something about it. Let's go into the tarot cards. I'll see you guys over in the extended.